Hello everyone, this is Animesh Rawal from Tiski, and today I'm going to give you a quick demo on how you can use Power Apps to make amazingly powerful business applications without any development knowledge or training. And I want to really highlight this fact that it's not a technical deep dive. The purpose of Power Apps is to enable the citizen developers, the power users, to go in and cover the last mile between what is available off the shelf, what is added to these off the shelf applications by developers, and what your needs are as a power user. So let's just go and first take a look at what making a Power App actually looks like. So as you can see here, this is what you use, and this is not Visual Studio. You don't need any special tools. You just use your favorite browser, which in my case just happens to be Edge. And what you see is really what you get. So if you're making for a mobile phone, then what you see here is exactly how it will show up on the mobile phone. And you will also be able to use the native capabilities of the device that you are targeting. So you will have access to, for example, the GPS location, the camera. You can also have access to the file system. So you can ask the user to upload files, for example. You can also have all your business data available to you. So it's not just what you make within the app. You use the app and you connect it to your business application. In this case, we're going to be using Dynamics 365, but it could be Salesforce, it could be SharePoint, it could be any of your own custom applications as well. The best part though is that it's not programming. You don't really use a programming language for it. What you use are formulas, which if you have ever used Excel formulas like VLOOKUP or COUNTIF, this will be very, very familiar to you. Now, the scenario for today is an application for a salesperson to be able to look at all their accounts near where they are right now. And to make things interesting, we also want it to be searchable, and we want to be able to sort by revenue. So let's get started right away. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into web.powerapps.com. It's already open right now, and I'll go into the apps area. I'll say create an application. Now here I'll be able to choose from the different sources that my app would be able to connect to. And you briefly saw a list there. It's going to load again. In my case, I'm going to choose Dynamics 365. I already have my credentials there, but if not, I can just click on New Connection and choose the provider and add it right there. I choose my environment, which is the Power Apps demo for this case. And the most important thing here is to choose the source of your data, the data set. So what this means is the kind of records that you're going to be dealing with. It could be leads, it could be contacts. In our case, it's going to be accounts. So I'm going to click on connect. And the moment I do that, it's going to go ahead and create an application for us. And this is going to be a fully functional application. It's bare bones, of course. It's not something fancy, but it is functional. And it takes literally, 40, 45 seconds to create that for you. Just wait a moment, and it's going to come up right about now. There we go. So what it has made for us is a gallery with a list of all my accounts and a detail screen with the details of that account. Now the reason we don't see anything here is because my sample data does not have all the information that they want to display by default. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to correct that part. So I'm going to click on the gallery item. I'm going to choose a layout, and I'm going to select the exact information I want to see in that layout. It's a little cluttered right now. So all I want is a title and a subtitle. So I want to see in this list, all I want to see is the name of my account and the revenue. So in the title field, I'm going to go ahead and select the account name. And in the subtitle field, and you can see it gets updated immediately. In the subtitle field, I want the revenue. There we go. Now this, as a plain number, it's not very, very pretty. So just like um, just like I would in Excel, I'm going to set a number format here. Of course, it's slightly different, but you get the point. So what I've done here is I have added uh, the currency format, and this makes it much better. So there we have a list of all my accounts. And yeah, another problem here is that this basically is a list of all accounts, and it has used some criteria which again is not very useful for me. For example, there's a search box here, but it's going to search within the email address, which is not useful for me. Um, it's also sorting by email address, which again is not very useful for me. So I'm going to go and replace this with a formula that more closely matches what I want to do. Because another thing is that I don't really want all my accounts to show up. I just want um, a small number of top accounts that I can focus on. So let's say I'll take the first 20. So first N 20, and sort by columns. I'm going to sort by revenue, and if I'm searching, I'm going to search in the name of the account. There we go. And it updates real time, as you can see. So let's take a look at what the detail screen has. Going to Medibank, and again this has some information which is not very useful for me, so I'm going to go and clean this up as well. So I'm going to go into data, and the first thing I want to see here is the account name, followed by the address. There you go. I don't need the street too. I don't need the revenue because I just saw it on the list. I don't need any of these things. I do need the postal code though, the zip code, so that I can, maybe I want to just type it into my GPS device. What I also need is a phone number and an email address just in case. So I'm going to add the email address. Now I also need a primary contact. So I'll add the primary contact, and I will also be able to choose the information that I wish to see for this primary contact. Here we are. So the primary text that I want to see is the full name of the primary contact, and let's just make it double so that I can also add the mobile number if it's available. There we are. So that's it. Now I have in my details screen, I have all the information that I need. And let's go back to the accounts, the list of the accounts. I have this information here, which is sorted in the way that I want. Now the next thing we want to do is to add the location so that we can search based on that location. So for that, what we're going to do is we're going to use the built-in value called location, which has both the latitude and the longitude. And the easiest way to do it is just to add a hidden text box or a label. So I'm going to add 2 labels. I'm going to hide them because I just don't want them cluttering up the space for no reason. And I'm going to call one lat for latitude, and I'm going to type in here location dot latitude. Same thing with the other one. I will call it long and location dot longitude. So this gives me the location of the user. What I need in addition to the location of the user is a slider control which allows me to control the radius of the search. I'm just going to illustrate this really quickly in a moment, but for the slider control I just want to set the minimum value as 1, maximum as 50, and the default, let's say, 2. So the way we are going to search is, just to give you a quick illustration, this is the office of Tiski in Stoneleigh. And I just want to quickly demonstrate what the searching process is. So we have a GPS location. So we have the latitude and the longitude. What we are going to do is subtract a small value from the latitude. So bring it down here, and then subtract a small value from the longitude, bring it somewhere here, and make a point here. And something similar on the other side. So we add something to the latitude, bring it here, we add something to the longitude, bring it here, and this makes a kind of a box within which we will search. So in order to do that, we go back here, and now within the formula that we used for our accounts list, as you can see, we are searching all accounts. What we are going to do instead of all accounts, we're going to filter them by their latitude and longitude. Now, if you don't have the latitude and longitude information, you can still show them on the map, but it just becomes a lot more complicated to search based on a radius. So if you have the latitude and longitude, it's better to just use it. I'm just going to copy down the formula that I'm going to use for this. So instead of accounts, I'm just going to filter the accounts, and I compare that with the latitude value of the user and a slider value for searching around that location that the user is in. So we have a list of our accounts near our current location, but we do not have a visual representation of those accounts on a map. And since there is no map in Powerapps per se, what we are going to do is we're going to use an image, and we're going to use what is called a static map. So you can use Google Maps, or you can use Bing, which is what I'm using in this case. And they give you a URL that you can call with the information of your push pins, the location of the pins that you want on that map, and it returns to you an image that you use to display all those locations. So I have this URL prepared, and you also need a key for it, which you can easily get from the Bing service. And all you need to do is enter that here, and you are ready to go. So we have an app, and this app is going to work. I'm not going to test it here, but in order to give you a proper demonstration, I would like to test it from my mobile phone. Now, in order for this app to be available on my mobile phone, I need to save it and publish it. Now, since I'm creating this for the first time, it's going to be published, and I'm going to call it Sales on the Go. And I'm going to save. I'm going to click save. Once this has been saved, I will then be able to open the Powerapps application on my phone. And let me just open it up so that we can see what we have out of the box. So here it shows me at our offices in Stoneleigh. Now my radius obviously is too small because there are no customers right next to me. So I'm going to increase the radius a little bit. So that's better. I can see 2 accounts here, but I need some more. There we go. So this is going to bring me a longer list of accounts. Again, it's the top 20 if you remember. And I have them on the map, so I know roughly where they're located. I can scroll up and down this list. Now, one account that catches my eye here is LiveTube, because I know they're a startup and they've been funded recently. So this might be a good time to go and make some sales there. But I still don't know where they are, so I'm going to just quickly type in live so that they can filter it out. And there it is. Now I know exactly where they are. And let me also see who I need to talk to there. So the primary contact is Doreen. I can now give them a call, or I can just drive down there. And that's it for the demonstration. I really hope I have added some value to your day, and I hope I have given you enough information to enable you to go and make some Power Apps of your own and really add value to your organization. Thank you very much.